Hello everyone, I'm Daniel and I live in beautiful San Francisco. A few years ago, I had just completed my graduation and I was excitedly stepping into the world of work, full of dreams and ambitions. At that time, there was someone special in my life, a lovely woman named Andrea. As we both began to establish ourselves in our new respective careers, I couldn't help but feel that this was the perfect moment to take our relationship to the next level. The idea of proposing to Andrea had been dancing in my head for quite some time, and I was eager to make it a reality. With each passing day, our love seemed to grow stronger, and I knew in my heart that she was the one I wanted to spend the rest of my life with. So with a heart full of love and excitement, I decided to take that leap of faith and propose to her, hoping for a future filled with happiness and togetherness. I invited Andrea over for dinner at my place. I cooked her favorite food and made a romantic setup. I also played her favorite songs to make her feel welcome.
Wow, this is so beautiful. Is today something special?
Andrea, there is something I have been wanting to talk to you about for a while now. I've been thinking a lot about our future together, and I want to ask you something very important.
What is it, Daniel?
Andrea, I love you more than anything in this world, and I cannot imagine my life without you. I want to spend the rest of my life with you, and I want to ask you to marry me.
Daniel, I appreciate your love and commitment, but it's not that simple. There are some things you need to understand before we can take that step.
What do you mean, Andrea?
My mom, Margaret, has always had a strong influence on my life. She has this idea that my future husband should be a part of our household and take care of our home and business together. It's a tradition in our family, and it's important to her.
Oh, I see. Andrea, are you saying I would need to live with you and your mom?
Yes, that's what she expects. It is about family and tradition for her. She believes it is the best way to ensure our happiness and success.
Andrea, I love you more than anything, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to be with you. If that means living with you and your mom and taking care of our home and business together, then I'm ready for it.
Thank you so much, Daniel. You have made me very happy. Let us talk to my mom and work this out together. I want our love to grow stronger every day.
We talked to her mom. She told me many rules and regulations to follow at home. Honestly, it felt like I was interviewing for a job, but I accepted everything for my love. We got married and I started living with my wife, Andrea, and her mom, Margaret. Andrea's family was very conservative and Margaret wanted to be close to her daughter all the time. My wife, Andrea, always listened to her mom, whether it was a good idea or not. When we got married, initially things were good, but they started getting worse when Margaret started invading our personal space. About a year after we got married, while I was relaxing in our bed, Andrea came over to talk to me. She sat on the couch looking a bit thoughtful.
Hey, Daniel, can we talk about something?
Of course, Andrea, what is it?
Well, we've been married for a year now, and I've been thinking a lot about our future.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it too. It has been an amazing year, hasn't it?
Absolutely it has. And, my mom had this conversation with me the other day.
Really? About what?
She brought up the topic of having a baby. She said that it has already been a year and people might start talking if we don't start a family soon.
Wait, your mom's talking about this? Come on, Andrea, we are married now. We are adults to make such decisions.
I know, Daniel, but she is worried. She thinks it's getting a bit late, and she is concerned about what others might think. You know how she is.
Andrea, we talked about this before we got married. I thought we were on the same page. Why is your mom's opinion so important in our private decisions? And who cares about other people?
Don't get angry, Daniel. Our family is respected in society, and I care a lot about my mom. If she wants something, then we should fulfill her wish.
Andrea, we had a plan that we would not try for a baby until we both are ready. Why are you suddenly changing your mind because of your mom? I was frustrated as Andrea was giving importance to her mom more than me. Her mom had manipulated her.
Even she raised her voice and said, "I cannot believe you're being so inflexible about this. It's not just about my mom, it's about what's right for us too."
You're not even considering my feelings in this, Andrea. It's like you're prioritizing your mom's opinions over what we agreed on.
That's not fair, Daniel. I just thought we could talk about it, that is all.
I'm sorry, Andrea, but honestly, I'm not ready for the baby. We sat back down on the couch. Our expressions showed a mixture of frustration and concern, but also a willingness to work through our differences. The next day, Margaret called me to discuss something as I returned from work.
"Daniel, I'm glad we could sit down and talk. There's something I've been thinking about and I believe it's important."
Of course, Margaret, I'm open to hearing what you have to say.
"You see, it's about Andrea. She's a wonderful woman, and I can see that you two are very happy together."
Thank you, Margaret. I feel incredibly lucky to have Andrea in my life.
"I know you do, and that's why I believe it's time for you both to consider starting a family."
I understand where you're coming from, but Andrea and I have already discussed this. We agreed to wait until we both were ready to take responsibility for having children.
"I know you have your plans, but time has a way of moving quickly."
Let me guess, Margaret. Is there anything else that is troubling you and you are forcing Andrea to have a baby?
Please, Daniel, be nice with my mom.
Oh, come on, Andrea. I'm just asking.
Listen, Daniel. Sometimes life does not go exactly as planned. You could face unexpected challenges and you might regret not starting your family sooner.
Please be clear, Margaret.
I know you love Andrea now, but who knows about tomorrow? If you have a baby, your bond will strengthen.
Oh, I see. So do you mean I'm going to start seeing another woman, and if we have a baby, Andrea does not worry about me cheating on her?
Why are you misunderstanding it, Daniel? My mom is just concerned. She did not mean that you would cheat on me. You are being disrespectful.
And you're being a fool, Andrea. Your mom is very manipulative, and you will not understand it now. I left the room in anger. I was so frustrated when my mother-in-law started interfering in everything, so I decided to get some independent space away from that house. I planned a 2-day trip for the weekend so that we could be closer together, and Andrea also agreed. One day before the trip, Andrea called me while I was at work. The phone rang and I picked it up. Hello?
Hey, Daniel. I just wanted to talk about our weekend trip.
Oh, I was thinking about that. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too. I think it's going to be a great opportunity for us to spend some quality time together.
Absolutely. I thought it would be nice to get a change of scenery and have some independent time away from the house.
About that, I spoke to my mom today, and she mentioned that she's feeling a bit bored at home, so I invited her to come along with us on the trip.
Wait, what? Did you invite your mom without even discussing it with me?
I know it might be a surprise, but she has been feeling lonely, and I thought it would be nice for her to join us.
Andrea, we planned this trip to have some time together, just you and me. I wanted us to be close and enjoy some private moments.
I understand that, but my mom is family too. And it's just for 2 days, Daniel. It will not change our plans that much.
It is not about the length of time, Andrea. It's about the principle. We agreed on this trip as a way to connect, away from everything. Now it feels like you're bringing your mom into our private space.
I just thought we could all spend time together and have a good time.
You had no right to change the plan. It's like you do not respect my feelings or our plans.
That's not fair, Daniel. I did not mean to upset you.
I think you're being selfish. Look, I need to get back to work. We'll talk about this later.
Fine, go ahead. Hang up on me like you always do when you're angry.
I hung up the call, and the call ended abruptly, leaving both me and Andrea upset and disconnected. I and Andrea used to get along well, but now we were having lots of arguments. These fights were making our lives sad and chaotic. I felt upset and like we could not understand each other anymore. I knew things were getting bad, so I started thinking about making a tough choice. One evening, after another big argument, we sat in silence. Finally, I gathered my courage and talked about the big problem between us. Andrea, We cannot keep going on like this. The constant fighting, the tension, it is tearing us apart.
I know, Daniel, but I do not want to give up on us. Is there no other option?
Yes, there is.
Please tell me.
We can live separately, Andrea, away from your mom. We both are adults and married. I don't see any problem in living in another place. We can start a fresh life.
No, Daniel, I'm not going to live without her.
Then maybe we need a break, some time apart, to figure things out.
You think that's the solution?
I cannot live in constant chaos, Andrea, and you do not want to leave your mom. We both deserve to be happy, and right now, we are just making each other miserable.
Okay, maybe you are right.
I loved you always, Andrea, and I still love you, but we both have changed, and maybe stepping back can help us see where we stand.
If that's what you think is best, then I agree to it. Daniel, there is something I want to ask if we do this.
What is it?
Can we not tell my mom that we are getting divorced?
Why? Shouldn't she know the truth?
I don't want her to worry or think that she was right about us not being a good match. If she knew we got divorced, she might always hold on to that belief.
Andrea, I understand your concern. If that's what you want, we will not tell her, but remember, it's about finding our paths back to happiness.
Thank you, Daniel.
It was great that Andrea loved her mother, but I could not believe that she chose her mom over me, even after knowing that she was the reason for our separation. Andrea lies to her mother, explaining that she has started a new job that requires her to work long hours and stay away from their home. She described a demanding work schedule that kept me away most of the time, using it as a reason for my infrequent visits. I was visiting their home only once a month, but I found it frustrating to go back there and get dominated by Margaret. Finally, I told Andrea that I couldn't keep up with the drama anymore. 3 years passed like a blur, and I found a lot of peace in my life during that time. I was living with my roommate and friend Albert in a different city. One day, I came from the office and Albert hugged me in excitement.
Daniel, you will not believe what happened. I just won $10,000 in the lottery.
Seriously, Albert? That is incredible news. Congratulations.
Thanks, buddy. I cannot believe my luck. You know, I have been playing these lottery tickets for years, and finally it paid off. You should give it a try too, man.
Well, Albert, you know, I have never really had good luck with these things. I mean, I have bought tickets before, but they never amounted to anything.
Come on, Daniel. You never know until you try. Lightning could strike any time. Imagine what you could do with some extra cash.
I guess you're right. It could not hurt to try once more, right?
That's the spirit. Let us go get you a ticket.
I decided to buy a lottery ticket, and it wasn't a big expense at all, just $10. The big prize that could potentially win was a massive $25 million. As I held that ticket in my hand, a mix of feelings stirred inside of me. On one hand, there was hope, a tiny glimmer of optimism that maybe, just maybe this time luck would be on my side. On the other hand, there was this lingering doubt because, well, my luck hadn't exactly been stellar in the past. But despite my reservations, I couldn't help but crack a smile at the thought of the universe throwing me a curveball and surprising me with a win. So, I carefully placed the ticket in my pocket, hoping that even if it didn't bring the jackpot, it might still bring a decent reward, something meaningful. The next day, Albert and I eagerly got together to find out if we had struck gold. The atmosphere was charged with excitement as we waited to see if fortune had decided to favor us this time around, secretly wishing that luck had taken an unexpected turn for the better in our lives. All right, here goes nothing, fingers crossed.
You got this, Daniel. Let us see those winning numbers.
The number was displayed on the screen, and every single number on the ticket matched it. We screamed out of happiness. Albert, I cannot believe it! I just won a lottery of $25 million!
No way, Daniel! That's unbelievable! You're a millionaire now, buddy!
It's surreal, Albert. I don't even know how to react.
You know what you should do first? Treat us all to a big celebration.
Well, that's a given, my friend. We're going to celebrate this together. I was in absolute disbelief and excitement. I mean, who wouldn't be, right? I started imagining all the things I could do with that money. Travel, invest, maybe even get that sports car I always dreamed of. So after the news got out about my lottery win, I started getting all these congratulatory messages from friends, family, and even some people I had not spoken to in years. But then I suddenly got a call from Margaret, my ex-mother-in-law. She was almost dancing out of excitement. A week later, Margaret and Andrea came to my house. Margaret congratulated me and began showering me with compliments as if she were trying to win me over. It appeared that Andrea hadn't informed her mother about our divorce yet.
Congratulations, son-in-law. I'm lucky to have you.
I was uncomfortable, but looking at Andrea, I played along. Thank you, Daniel.
So what are you gonna do with this huge amount?
I have not decided about it yet.
I think it's only fair that you help me out. I have been struggling with our home loan and my car is falling apart. You owe me for all those years.
Margaret, I appreciate you coming over to talk, but we need to be realistic about this. I felt a surge of anger towards her. Back when Andrea and I were married, she never missed an opportunity to impose her dominance over me. But now that I had become wealthy, she was suddenly interested in my money and putting on a mask of being nice. Margaret, just because I won the lottery does not mean I'm obligated to fulfill your demands. Life is not that simple.
You were never grateful for anything, were you? Even when I took care of things during your marriage to Andrea.
Bringing Andrea into this is unnecessary.
Oh, but it's entirely necessary. You have conveniently forgotten about your responsibilities. Won't you share the money with your wife?
Margaret, I want to remind you that I and Andrea got divorced 3 years ago.
What? Divorced? Are you joking?
No, Mom, he is not joking. I hid the truth from you because I was scared of you. You mean you have been hiding our divorce from your mom all this time?
Andrea, what is he talking about? You both got divorced?
Yes, I want to apologize to you, Daniel. I have come to realize that my mom's control over my life has caused us so much pain. I was forced to choose between you and her, and I made a terrible mistake by choosing her. Andrea, I have always felt that your mom's controlling behavior was a major issue in our marriage. I tried to make it work, but it was tearing us apart.
What are you talking about, Andrea? I have given birth to you. Don't you forget about our values and traditions? I always wanted you to be happy. Daniel is manipulating you into leaving me? I cannot let this happen.
I have understood true values now, Mom. I do not want to live with you anymore. I want to be with Daniel and make things right. Andrea, I have never stopped loving you, but for us to be together, it cannot be with your mom in the middle. I'm ready to make that change, Daniel. I will stand up for us. I'm sorry, Mom, but I'm not a kid anymore. That is what I've been hoping to hear, Andrea. Let us give our relationship another chance, but this time, without the interference of your mom. Margaret realized that her bossy behavior had pushed her daughter and me apart. She felt sad about it and agreed to change her ways and let Andrea make her own choices. Margaret left our home and said that she promised to change her behavior. Soon, Andrea shifted into my place. As time went by, our love became even stronger. We went through good times and tough times together, always supporting each other. We appreciated our newfound freedom and the love that helped us overcome challenges. In this tale of getting another chance, we discovered that love, being understanding, and having the courage to change can overcome even the hardest problems. And it made our future full of happiness and togetherness.